Hey folks, I hope all you folks are doing well. I had something on my mind tonight, and I know it's been a little while since I've made a video. I feel like, for whatever reason, the Lord has laid this on my heart and wants me to share it. I'm not saying that I know what this means, I'm just uh, sharing as I was led to do. Um, I'm not going to say that I know anything about the Lord's timing. No one knows the day or the hour of the rapture. No one knows the day or the hour of when the time of Jacob's trouble or the tribulation period will begin. We see that things are likely close, at least as I perceive them. There's so much being foreshadowed by the things that are happening right now in the world. But we still don't know. We never really know for sure. And I don't know if what I'm about to tell y'all that I've been impressed or has been impressed on my heart tonight. If that means that the years we're going to talk about mean that something those words mean is going to happen in that year, or if that this is just an announcement, because God always proclaims his judgments ahead of time. Noah, Lot, the city of Nineveh. And he doesn't always stick to those. Sometimes he repents, which Jonah, in the story about Nineveh, kind of sarcastically mocks the Lord about. He's like, I knew I should have never went here in the first place because I know you're merciful and long suffering. But he only changed his mind because once his judgment was announced, the people of Nineveh repented and took Jonah's message to heart. So I really can't say for sure that I know what this means, obviously. I'm just sharing as I was led to. So if we look at the Hebrew years, if you look at the Hebrew calendar, Anno Mundi, you can look that up easily. You can say what Hebrew day is it, and Google will tell you what Hebrew year is it. Google will tell you. It's currently in the year 5781, which began on Rosh Hashanah of around late September of 2020 this year. But let's start back at 5780, the year that started in the Rosh Hashanah of the fall in September of 2019. 5780. So that's the year 5780. We're going to read these from right to left. So we'll start with the smallest digit, the single year, the year digit, and then move to the decade digit, and then the century digit, and then the millennium digit. So we'll start with singles place, tens place, hundreds place, and then thousands place for this discussion. So talking about what these numbers can be said to represent often in Hebrew gematria and what they signify. If we start with the year 5780, start with a zero. That zero is represented by the Hebrew letter Pei, or a mouth. So announce, shout, trumpet. That, moving to the tens place, 8 for 80, that it is full to overflowing. The letter there literally means like fat, full to overflowing, beyond complete, completely fulfilled. Moving to the century that we're in, the sevens place, or the hundreds place, is a 7. That letter means the wholeness, completeness, the ripeness of the age of grace, protection, the gospel. And the 7 obviously is just wholeness, complete, ripeness, and then the millennium's place, the 5 there, that letter could be of the age of grace, protection of the gospel. So we get a full sentence that could be simplified as something like announce that the age of grace is ending. If we'll move on to the year it currently is, which began in September 2020 of the modern civil calendar of most governments, the modern Julian calendar, Gregorian. It is now the year 5781 in the Hebrew calendar, as we discussed, and the Anno Mundi. So it's 5781 AM or Anno Mundi. For every point forward, since the main digits don't change, we're only changing the singles digit, we'll just end in a shorthand what we discussed about for the tens place, the hundreds place, and the thousands place, with just the simple phrase age of grace ending, or something similar, instead of talking about that letter by letter or digit by digit. But for 5781, the 1 there is God, or the one God. So the one God's age of grace is ending. If we go on to 5782, the 2 there is judge or divide, that the age of grace is ending. Go on to 5783, fruits, resurrection, revelation, that the age of grace is ending. An interesting thing to suggest being revealed. Going on to 5784, that 4 there can be time, government, seasons, dominion, authority, final empire, and the age of grace is ending. 5785, that 5 there, go forth, be alert, move fast. Grace, the age of grace is ending. 5786, the single digit there, 6, Adam, man, the AC referred to in Daniel and Revelation. I don't want to trip any algorithms or anything from YouTube, so I'm not going to say that, but the AC, the opposite of Messiah, the opposite of Jesus, if you catch my vibe, the AC, the beast, idolatry, the age of grace is ending. 5787, the completion, also the number for the temple, the ending of the age of grace. 5788, that 8 there, a new beginning, more than complete, fat, transcend natural time to supernatural, completely satiated, the age of grace is ending. 5789, finality, harvest, judgment, the hour of prayer, truth, the age of grace is ending. And 5790, Again, we're back to the O we started with that pay, that mouth. Announce, shout, trumpet, the finality, the harvest, the judgment, the hour of prayer. Also the number for Hanukkah, or the Feast of Dedication. Now, what that might that allude to being dedicated soon? Might that be the dedication of Christ's throne here, the coming down of a new temple, and the setting up and dedication of a government for the millennial kingdom? But anyway, same number as Hanukkah, the Feast of Dedication, the age of grace is completed. I know that's a little dense. Myself don't really understand for sure what all of it means. I would ask that other people in the Watchman community feel free to pick this apart and see what you think. Pray about it. It's just something that was on my heart tonight. So.